Alright, so you want to chase some clouds, I hear you say. Mr. Fun, I want to look like I create the weather. The male version of Storm, you might say, or Cloud Chaser-roo, any which way you put it. Okay guys, you want your mech to be chucking thunder, and for that you're going to need a build that's of a much lower resistance, and you've most probably dabbled in building your own coils and you've got some Canthol at home and you're wondering why the mechanical mod that you bought off of eBay isn't firing up like the Adonises that you see blowing clouds the size of mountains. That's because of your wire choice. Okay, you're going to need something that ramps up just a little bit quicker. Canthol is so slow. Alright, it takes forever to heat up. You don't end up with a huge vapor production that you guys want. What you want is to be kicking thunder quickly. And for that, you need something with a decent ramp up time. Now, I say N80 because it's the cheapest of the lot, and a lot of competition wires are actually just very minor variants of N80, but bog standard N80 from any wire resistance company will of course do the trick very, very well. Whew. So, that being said, of course, I've now started a small video of myself putting together some really quick, cheap and cheerful coils. For that you're going to need a 3mm bit, you're going to need some 20 gauge N80, a piece about yay long, clip it in half, and start wrapping. 5 wraps aside, bish bash bosh, stick it in there. Now, the finer finesse of coil building is completely forgotten in this build. It is rough, it is rugged, it doesn't give a shit about pre-bent legs, it's not there to go up on Instagram as the most glorious piece of combobulated metal that you've ever seen. This is to make clouds with. It has one job in life, and that is to chuck like thunder. This thing will ignite if you give it half a chance, and yes, I have video evidence. I almost breathed in those flames. So, get yourself some cotton, get yourself a decent battery, Samsung 25R, LG HE4, to name but a few that will handle a 0.1 ohm build. And if you're not too sure, why not do a little Googling? Google Mooch, the battery guy. He's got some awesome info for you guys, and now my Facebook's pinging off. I should have switched that off. Anyway, I digress, because this video is now me in a tiny box, or at least that's how I'm imagining it, and this coil is being made before your very eyes. Again, very simple. I start by inserting the coils into the outside leg first, then tighten down the outside leg and push from the outside in towards the center. I'm not pre-bending legs, I bend them on the fly, because you need to get this done. You haven't got all day. You're waiting around, there's a cloud comp going, very impromptu, everyone says 01, you say 01, you open up your box, you have a combobulation of wires, you don't know what to use, you've bought a couple things, you're not too sure which bit to use, grab the 3mm, grab the 20 gauge, 5 wraps, jobs are good, and screwdriver down, bosh into the center, wax, rinse it and repeat it on this side, hey presto, tighten up in the middle, make sure you can get in there and clip them out. Pinch and pulse. It's as simple as. Okay, so that's filled with a lot of jargon, but I'm sure you've watched a couple of other YouTube videos on how to make a coil, etc, etc. Now this I've called my cloud chasing build because a lot of folk get to me and they say, Rob, I've bought a mech, I've tried out a few builds, I've got some 28 or I've got some 26 gauge Canthol, why is my mech so disappointing? Okay, and this video is to cover that. It's not for the most amazing Insta-grizzle build you've ever seen, okay, it's just to show you that cheap, cheerful and decent choice of wire, nice low resistance, safe low resistance, I would say, is going to do you proud. And it will definitely do the business. So by this point the little video's most probably gotten to me forgetting maybe forgetting the tweezers, you know, and you'll find if you were to put it in on a calculator that it would come out slightly lower, and I've had people reference steam engine calculators to me saying, oh Rob, but then that works out to be too low. The thing is, once you've used N80 and you actually pulse it and then you pinch it, pulse it and pinch it, the resistance increases. So it'll go from being a 0.7, 0.08, and it will go up to a 0.01. You will gain that resistance by actually manipulating the coil. So yeah, you know, just have a little faith. I do put it on a DNA 200 to show you that it goes up and or starts low and then goes up, etc, etc. So yeah, like I say, cheap and cheerful, it gets the job done. A lot of competitions nowadays have a 0.1 ohm limit. Well, especially over here in the UK, in amongst some of the shops and places that I go to, there's a 0.1 limit. I think that's to keep everybody safe and stop us from all going gaga, you know, and sneaking in a 0.05 for that 3 seconds of glory. So yeah, not worth the risk. A lot of guys will tell you they can go lower, etc, etc, but hey, who wants to risk it really? You know, it's vaping, you want to have fun, you don't want to carry around a bazillion batteries. Even on a 0.1 ohm build, your battery's not really going to give you like decent, super decent life. It's going to be KOing after maybe 15 minutes, and that's the truth. Ooh. But it's a good tasty warm vape. Not hot, not furious, but the clouds are enormous. See what I mean? That's what you want. Thick, creamy cumulonimbus gracing the skies. Anyway, I digress. Okay, by now I'm sure the little build is over. In the little video, you guys have seen it in action. That's my 5 cents on the take. Again, if you are very new to mechanical mods, really, I know I make light of it, but safety is paramount, so just go do a little bit of research. I know everybody tells you to go do some research, and it's, oh, I don't, if you really don't want to, then at least use a build that you know is 0.1 and a battery that is bare minimum a Samsung 25R or an LG HE4 for sake of, you know, argument. So yeah, those I know off my head those two will handle. I'm not going to go reeling off another shopping list full of batteries that'll work for you. Just go out, like I say, most vape shops will hold those anyway. And yeah, some N80 readily available in many places online, regardless of where you are. So, cracking little build. Once it's wicked up, I did show you guys in the video a small little trick on how I find the size of my wick. The 3mm screwdrivers that I use come from like Poundland, aka the dollar store. They're really crap. You get like 10 for a pound or 10 for a buck, I suppose. And then there's usually like 2-3 mils, and I end up like losing them and throwing them away and throwing them at people and animals. I don't know what I do with them. They disappear. And but yeah, those are fantastic. But the end piece itself, the little bit that kind of rotates around on the end, that just happens to be like the perfect amount. If you pinch off some cotton the same size as the outer ring, it just always works. You're never gonna, you know, the wick's never gonna be too tight, and you're not gonna end up with like some floppy wick going everywhere. So yeah, just a little handy hint for you guys. Anyway, I digress. I should finish this video and press the goodbye button, but I love you too much. Don't forget, go check out all the social bits, and it's YouTube, so I've got to say, please like and subscribe this. Like and subscribe to this video. I don't know, no, subscribe to the channel. There's going to be awesome stuff going on. There's a giveaway on at the minute. There's going to be more giveaways happening all the time. As of current, off the top of my head, it's for an Asmodus 150 watt box and for a Limitless RDTA kit, which is the Limitless clone and the RDTA all together in one box as well. So yeah, to enter that, you gotta subscribe, you gotta like that video, but go check out the channel itself and you guys will get all the info on that. If you want any more info on the coil build itself, like I say, it's cheap, it's cheerful, it gets the job done. It's pretty rough and rugged, it just gets in there, and I know it's always gonna work. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope it brings a little bit more enjoyment to your use of mechanicals, and like I say, hitting that 0.1 limit keeps it safe. So there we are, that's my video. I'm gonna hit the goodbye button. It's been awesome building with you guys. I hope you appreciate, and I'll see you in the next one. Bazinga. Oh my god, I look so sweaty in high definition. Alright, maybe I should get some makeup for that. Very rowdy. Well, now we know where the burnt taste comes from.